What about Usyk getting stripped from or reportedly getting stripped from the IBF faster than anybody? I mean, hasn't even been a week yet.
Hasn't stripped him yet, but they're going to do it. I mean, all the signals are out there for that. Turkey El Sheikh is getting pissed off at these kind of situations, and it doesn't spell well for the IBF. They're not understanding where they're at, and where this guy's at, and where this guy's coming from. You don't see. They're talking about the IBF stripping Canelo too,
Right.
and that's another one of the guys that they're going to use, and they're pissed off about that too. So. This doesn't bode well for the IBF in a certain way, because of the fact that, I mean, this guy's, you're screwing things up that are okay. They get mandatories due. So what? They have to make a deal, and this is what he gets, and this is what he gets, and step aside. You'll be on the undercard, and it's just he's not allowing that to happen, and everybody else allows that to happen. So I know they have rules and they live by the rules, but the rules, I mean, the human beings make these rules. Right. You need to change your fucking rules.
I put in my video when I spoke about this news regarding Usyk and the IBF that that their argument is that Hrgovic has been waiting for a while, but Hrgovic just fought a disgraceful mismatch against Mark Demori, and I mean on the undercard of Usyk Fury, they had
that doesn't have anything to do with it. He's not a big draw, and this is these are big fights that people want to see, and calling it undisputed is a big cliche. And the guy just won the title. Now you're stripping him. I mean, come on, give it a fucking rest, will you?
Yeah.
And the same week they're threatening to do it to Canelo.
Yeah.
What do they just want to make themselves? They want to make themselves relevant for 5 minutes, and then going forward make themselves irrelevant. That's what they're working on.
And with Canelo, after he beat Danny,
what happens if El Sheikh says no more IBF titles? I'm not going to recognize him.
Well, we would expect them to say, okay, well, we want that Saudi money. Maybe.
We'll see, but it doesn't look good. It's not a good look. Let's put it that way to you.
Right. Yeah. And with Canelo, I mean, after he beat Danny Jacobs, there were talks of him fighting Andrade in an undisputed middleweight fight, but the IBF stripped him because he didn't agree to fight Derevyanchenko. And I mean, and they recently stripped Jai Opetaia just so he could go and fight the same guy who hadn't fought.
They're out of control with this shit. I'm telling you, the Saudis going to get pissed off, and they're going to fuck them right in the ass with that shit. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I can see it coming. They'll say, okay, no IBF fights in Saudi Arabia. Now what do you do?
Yeah, 100%. And now the
IBF with all the money over there, or not only that, if he says that, now you get okay. I'm not going to do any IBF fights. I'm not putting up any money for any IBF fights. Then what are the fighters going to do? They're going to flee.